We have a Hustler Raptor SD 60-inch mower here. It's a model number 934612. I'm going to show you how to replace the deck belt on this. Now this mower we bought, we're going to sell it. The deck belt that's on it's not 100% bad, but it seems like it's getting kind of like a hard plastic if you feel the side of it. The belt for the 60-inch here is a 604711. Now, if you've got a 54-inch deck or a 48-inch deck or a different mower, you're going to have to look up that part number for yourself. They are not the same on all of these. This is a pretty easy process. The first thing we do is just go ahead and let the deck down. You can take the keeper out here, and then you've got to push on the lever, let the deck completely down. With the deck completely down, there's 2 bolts on each side that hold the covers on. We're going to take both those off. Now those are 3/8 bolts. And then the cover just comes up and off. Same size. Now we've got good access there on the side once we have that cover off. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Oh, looks like I already had these to inspect the belt. Easy enough. Now we can see pretty much everything at the bottom here. We can see all the pulleys and how it goes around. See if I can't just get a hair closer here. Perfect. Now what I'm gonna do, back up just a tiny bit. What I'm gonna do is show you how to get this off the easiest. Now, the tension is being put on by this pulley here. As I pull this belt and put more or less tension on it, you can see that pulley moving. Now we want this tension to be off, so we're gonna just pull this out a little bit, and then I'm gonna roll this pulley. When I roll this, it's gonna get kind of there. And then as it comes around, you gotta watch because it'll kind of snap back. You just wanna let the tension off slowly off that belt. See, I'm letting the tension off slowly, just so it doesn't snap back and you don't lose how your routing and everything goes. Now there is a routing diagram on the back of the seat I'll show you when I go to the back here in a minute. But then all this stuff just rotates off. Now you can do it one pulley at a time if you'd like and reinstall the new one, you know, if you don't know how the routing and stuff goes. I'm just gonna pull this all the way off. It's easiest either way, in my opinion. Now we've got everything off of the pulleys in front. Now the one in the back, you do have to kind of finesse it around. Now that we've got everything off at the front, we can get the pulley off here. And you just have to basically get it past the springs on the side for the brakes. So it just kind of rolls around and off. Kind of pull that through. And then I'll have to go on both sides. Make it through in between those. And now the belt is completely off. Go ahead and pull it out of there. Got it caught on something on the other side. Time to reinstall the new one. I usually like to just kind of set it up here and start towards the back. Kind of push that where we just took off there. Back, and then go ahead and get it on that back pulley that we just took it off of. When getting it back on, you can just kind of pinch to the side and roll a little bit. On either side. Kind of pinch and roll. Roll that pulley. Now it's up on there. We can get it back on the other pulleys from there. If you need to know where the belt goes, there's a very good diagram right here. Now I believe that's on all of them, but I'm not 100% positive. It's kind of reflecting with the light up top there. See if we can't get, there we go. Should be able to do something with that anyway. I can't get a little less glare. All right. Let's reinstall these. So we've got it on at the back. We're going to come around from the back over to this side. See if we can't get a little closer here. So we can see on this side. That's a lot better. Now this is straight from the PTO and back. I'm gonna run it around this side. Under that keeper there. I'm gonna run it over to here. Around this one. Around the other one. Over to the other side. And we get this one around here on this side. And then we roll it back to where we were over here on this same pulley. Now, while you've got all this off, you do want to check your idler pulleys. Make sure that they're not in real bad shape or making a bunch of noise. That idler's actually making some pretty good noise. I didn't have that belt off before. Yeah, that one's not in real good shape either. Deck bearings sound a little bit rough too. Now, this is about 200 hours on this machine. I didn't hear all that when the blades and everything were spinning. We're gonna replace these idler pulleys before we sell this thing. But anyway, check all those, spin them, make sure that there's not a bunch of bearing noise. Like here, you shouldn't be able to hear that. That's bearing noise. Same thing on this one. As I'm spinning it without the belt there, it's making a bunch of noise. You don't want to leave those go, otherwise when the bearing goes out, it's going to ruin your belt again anyway. Now, as we're doing this, you can do this a couple different ways. If you can't pull this physically back, you can always grab something with like a, say a ratchet strap or something, and hook onto this hook and go that way to pull everything slack until you get the belt on and you can loosen the ratchet strap. Kind of a quick, easy trick you learn over the years. Now on this, you can either kind of try to pull from the right side and get it as big as you can and wrap it around. Again, I just kind of like to pinch on one spot and wrap it around. So just grab a spot and hold it against that pulley, wrap it around. Now make sure at that point, everything spins freely. It's usually a little freer, there we go. If you're having issues with the belt throwing or anything like that, you want to pay real close attention to this plastic guide that goes from here all the way to the back. Now, this pulley, as this plastic guide wears out, sometimes it'll start to sit, instead of being level like it is, it'll start to sit up in the air a little bit. Now, if that back side of that pulley is at an angle, sometimes this will actually hit down here, or something will be, you know, out of whack, and then it's going to keep throwing your belt off. That's one of the most common issues with a belt throwing on these things, is these plastic guides get worn out, and then that pulley, the idler, sits at an angle. It sits up like this instead of sitting flat. Check that out while you're in here. Make sure it's not sitting like that. And if it is, go ahead and replace those plastic guides for the idler pulley while you're there. All the pulleys are on. It's on the PTO and back. Everything is hooked up as far as that goes. All we need to do, get these couple covers back on. Our 4 bolts. Try it out, see what happens. Well, there we are. Nice, quick, and easy belt replacement on this thing. Again, those idler pulleys, we're going to replace those before sending it out as far as a sale goes. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight on what you need to do to get your Raptor SD, XD, SDX, any of those things fixed up and ready to go. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.